Okay, so I guess it's on, and it's on for another masterclass. So, hi everyone, how are you? Today we are on our masterclass number 15. We are going to talk about charts. It's a very important topic for us here at Hi Interactive, and today we have Alexandre Maia with us. He's
Hi
one
guys.
of our he's one of our best front-end developers at High Interactive, one of many, I should say. And today he's going to give a general approach on charts. And as you can see over here, we are going to make a talk about its usage, its customization, and after that, we have Vilshan providing us with a demo on it on the OutSystems platform. And that's it. I will advise you that you have a blog article written by Alexandre on the description of this video. I suggest you to go and check it out. It is a very helpful guide for this presentation. Okay, so if you want to have your article while you are watching this, it will be very helpful so you can follow every step of the way. And that's it, Alexandre. Can you lead this presentation on?
Yeah, sure. So, hi
Yeah.
everyone. I hope you are doing well and staying safe. So, I will start by thanking you for taking some of your time to watch our masterclass number 15. I hope you can learn something from this masterclass. Uh, and as João already said, we are going to talk about charts. Their purpose, different chart types, how to use, and also how to customize a chart. We have a demo at the end with 3 different type of charts, and let's get started. So just to start with something not very technical, I just found this sentence on the web, and I found it kind of funny, uh, which is that mankind invented a system to cope with the fact that we are so intrinsically lousy at manipulating numbers. It's called the graph. Uh, I think I can agree with this because if you have like raw data, it would be very hard uh, for you to analyze a large amount of data. You will lose track of it. And if you are looking, for example, at a bunch of numbers on an Excel spreadsheet, you cannot analyze like if those numbers are increasing or decreasing. So that's it. Let's move on and talk a bit about charts purpose. Uh, Charts, they are often used to ease the understanding of large quantities of data, as I was saying, and also to analyze the relationships between those parts of data, and also to get you can read the information much quicker compared to, like I was saying, like for example, an Excel spreadsheet or raw data in a simple text file. So charts, they are a graphical representation for data visualization, uh, and we have several different types of charts. If we're talking specifically about the OutSystems platform, uh, it provides us with 6 different types. So the array chart, pie chart, line chart, bar chart, column chart, and donut chart. But apart from those types of charts, we have a lot of much more types of chart, like stock chart, radar chart, Gantt chart, tree chart, and so on. And why do we have so many different types of chart? Well, different analysis can be done from them, or different types of data can can be easily read on a chart and not so well on another. For example, if you have data that represents, for example, different groups such as average, good, excellent, maybe you want to read that in a pie chart or even a bar chart. But on the other hand, for example, if you have like data that represents numbers that change over a period of time, for example, like the annual revenue from your company in the last 10 years. Probably you are more interested in a line chart. It would represent and facilitate the user much more. Okay, now we are going to talk a bit about the chart usage and specifically using a chart on the OutSystem platform. So what do we need to make sure that we comply with? First, you have to add the chart dependency in order for you to be able to use that widget. So you pick one of the types of charts and you add that dependency to your project. Then one very important part is to validate if the data is available. Because if you are, for example, probably you are gathering the data from like an aggregate. And if the data is not available, you probably will see like a default image saying, for example, no data to show, because you are trying to display data that you don't have yet. So in that case, I would advise you to make sure, for example, if you have that data on an aggregate, you can use the attribute if the data is fetched on an aggregate, and inside that if you will place your chart widget, and you will fulfill the source data point list. That it's the only mandatory field that you have to provide to the chart so that you can have a chart. And what is this source data point list? Basically, it is a list of data points. As you can see here on this slide, we have the structured data point. So a chart is a list of several data points. And now we can talk a bit more in detail about this input parameter. So it is a structure, so it has 5 attributes. You can see here the label, which is mandatory, the value, which is also mandatory. So you need to make sure that you are providing both of these values. And the label, it corresponds to the X values that you have here on the chart. So in this case, you are going from January to December, and the value, it will correspond to the Y value that you have here. In this case, for this series, and in this case for this other series. So it's basically the X-axis and Y-axis, what we have here. Then you have the data series name, and in this case, it is not mandatory. So you don't have to provide anything to this attribute. But if you want to have several series, and the series is a set of data points. So here, in this case, we have 2 series. So you have this blue line and this black line, and each one of these lines is a series. So when you provide here a text to this data series name attribute, you are saying that this data point corresponds to that specific series. So in this case, this data point here concerning this attribute as the value series 1, this one also has series 1, series 1, series 1, and so on. And all the points in the black line are from series 2. So they have this attribute set as series 2. Then we have the tooltip, which is a text that appears on the chart when the user hovers a data point, no matter which series it is from. And the color, which basically it allows you to define the data point color. We will take a better look at this than in the demonstration. So, okay. So now you have a chart. And what have you done? You have added a dependency. You have used the chart widget. taking in consideration that you need to make sure that you have the data available, and now you you want to customize the shard. Let's take a look at an example. You have your shard. Now you go and check what the designers created in Figma, Sketch, Whimsical, you name it, in which platform it is, and your chart does not look like the one that the designers created. And so you need to understand how can you customize this chart. I mean, which ways can I use to make sure that my chart gets as good looking as it should. And so I split it in 4 ways. It was a division that I created just to try to simplify and to analyze which ways we have to do this. And I classified it into 4 ways. So you can fill out the basic data type input parameters. For example, the height. You just have to provide a value for the height of the chart. For the legend position ID, for example, you are just choosing an option out of a list of options. So it's the easiest way to customize a chart, but it won't allow it to go much further than this. Then you can also do some CSS. For example, we have here a very simple example. This would simply hide both axes on the chart. For scenarios like this is okay, it would work. But if you want to further customize your chart with more CSS, you probably would have to set the styled mode of your chart to true, but then you would be responsible for like a lot of CSS. So I would not advise to do that. Basically, your chart will like turn into nothing because the CSS is now all up to you. But if you want to do something simple like this, it's very possible. Then you have the option for to fulfill the JSON type input parameters. There are a few of them, so you can fulfill the data point JSON, data series JSON, x-axis JSON, y-axis JSON, and iCharts JSON. I personally like to fulfill just the iChart JSON. I try to insert everything in there, so I have everything in one place. But you can have it spread throughout these several JSON input parameters. We will also take a look at it further in this presentation. And last but not least, JavaScript. You can do some JavaScript. For example, we will see in the demo that we can add some JavaScript, for example, on the loading function of the chart. So after the chart is loaded, you can then further customize and do some JavaScript in there. So okay, let's take a look at some customization examples. So I chose 3 type of chart: the area chart, and this is a customized chart. So in this case, I customize the title, which is here, series color, which is this color right here on the line, series fill color gradient. So if you look here to the fill part of the area of the chart, you can see that it goes like from green till white. The data point marker, which I have hidden, so we don't have those points that you normally have here, which is just a line. The tooltip, which we will take a look then in the presentation. And all these 5 first customizations that I've done them all through the iCharts JSON input parameter. And the last one, the click event, I use the I just created a client action on the platform to be the handler of the event that the chart throws, and I set the is clickable value to true. Because if you do not set to true that boolean value, the function that you've created and set as the handler will not run. So really make sure that you set to true the is clickable input parameter. Okay, now I would like to take here a bit of time looking at this iChart JSON that I have here. So this is the way that I customized those 5 parameters that I was talking about. And basically, a JSON it stands for JavaScript Object Notation. So it is a lightweight form to store and also to transport data in the web. And it is just a bunch of key property values. So here what you have the property title, and then inside of that property you have an object, and you have the property text, and then you have the content. So you're saying that the title of this chart will be array chart title. Then you have another property right here, series, and we are passing it an array. As you can see here, we have this square brackets notation because it is an array, and inside this array we have 1, 2 elements, and they are objects. And basically we are saying, okay, so for the first series I want this color for the line, and for the fill color of the area I want a gradient ranging from a red to white. And then for the second series we have another object saying that I want this color on the line, which is green, and the fill color of the area is a linear gradient ranging from green to white. Then we have here plot options. Plot options are options that you can apply for each chart type. So in this case, we have the attribute plot options, then an object inside, and I'm saying, okay, for the area chart, which is the chart we are dealing with in this case, I want that the markers to be disabled. So I set the enabled to false, which it allowed us to not have those markers in each data point. So we have just that line. And we also customize the tooltip. So we have the property tooltip, and here we have several stuff that I customized: the background color, use HTML to true. This is important because otherwise some styles will not work. For example, the text align would not work without this one. And so I set the set align to center, the text align, sorry, to center, and the color is white. So you will have a white text on a black background on this tooltip. And I also formatted the tooltip saying that I want this content plus the Y value for the point, then we break line, and then we have the X value for that point. Just to give you guys here a notion of what options we have. Of course, we have so many more options. You can go to the iCharts API and take a look. This is just a simple example that I'm trying to show you guys how a JSON file would look like to customize your chart, and how you can have all these options simply on one input parameter, which is the iChart JSON. Like I said before, I personally like to place it everything inside just this parameter as much as possible. And now let's take a look at another chart that I have customized, which is the line chart. Here, I just got rid of the series legend, so we don't have any legend here. The x-axis and y-axis, I also have hidden the values. So try to create here a very clean and different chart, just for some demo purposes. The tooltip, I've customized it to be always here, so it is not above or below or at the right or left of each point. It is fixed in this position no matter which point you are overing at any moment. And I created some mouse move event with JavaScript, which I will show you guys on the demo. So pie chart customization example, I didn't do much with this one. I just changed the height. I have hidden the legend position, which would appear here at the bottom, and I show the data point values, which are these values here for each slice of the pie. So okay, so I guess it's time for the demo, and what I've prepared here something. So let me just Service Studio, I created here a very simple app. I just have some tabs, and I want to show you guys a comparison of how does a custom chart of these three types look like, and what we achieved side by side. So let's go to the result of it. Okay, so here we are. So area chart, we have here the default area chart, and here below we have the customized area chart, and those customizations that I've already talked about on the slide. And here you can compare and see, for example, title. Here we have a title. Here we have no title by default. The data point marker. Here you see these data point markers. Here you don't, because we've hidden. You only see them when you are overing, but if you are not overing the data point, you don't see them. The series color. Here I choose some colors for these two data series. The gradient of the area, and the tooltip. Like the tooltip here looks like this, and if you customize, you can have something different like this. And then the click event. So if you click on a point, you have an info message that I inserted here. And here, if you click, you get nothing. I've already showed you guys how we were able to achieve those first 5 customizations on the iChart JSON input parameter on the slide, so I will not cover it again. I will just show you here that here is the clickable input parameter that you have to set to true if you want to define an action that will run when you click on a data point. And then that action is here. So I define the area chart on click action, which will respond to the on click event. And it provides the data point. And if you see here, we have this message that we saw on the platform on the browser when I clicked the point. So yeah, about this chart, it's basically this. Now let's take a look at this line chart, and here we can already see this nice mouse move event. When I'm moving it's at a specific position, the chart is like gathering the closest point, and that's the over point. And then we are here creating like two zones. So you have the zone to the left of that point and zone to the right, and each zone has a specific color. And this was done with JavaScript. So I will show you guys this just now. I'm not going to go much further with the Cirrus Legend X axis, Y axis, and tooltip. It's like we've already covered it a little bit. I think it's much more interesting to show you guys here JavaScript inserted here on this chart. So if we go here, so here we have for the chart we have an event which is load. So after the chart is loaded, we have here some JavaScript just for demonstration purposes. Basically, what we have here is I grab the iCharts object. I add an event mouse move. So when you are moving the mouse over the event, you can access the point that you are overing, so like the closest point to the mouse, and then you can here define two zones, one up until that point and one from that point on, let's say it this way. And that's how we have that effect, because the to the right of the point we have set this the color to be green, but just with 10% opacity, and that is how we were able to get this nice effect. Okay, so I think I covered here the most important part, which is that you can add JavaScript. In this case, I added it on after loading the chart, but you can explore the API like I've already said before, and there's like a world of options. You can do a lot of things probably if you want to customize. And well, last but not least, let's take a look at the pie chart here. I try to make it simple. I set the height, so we have a smaller pie chart. This is the customized, and this is the default, as in the example before. Then I have hidden this legend position, so these lines here do not appear, and I have set the show data point values to true, and we have these nice lines and the value of the corresponding slice of the pie chart. And in this case, I have only used some simple input parameters. So for the height, I just said, okay, I want 200 height instead of the default one is 300 default value. So it got a bit smaller. Here I just pick an option. So I say, okay, I want to hide the legend position, but you can here choose other options. And then on the chart format, I set the show data point values to true, and also enable the animation. And so for the demo, I think that's it. Let's now go back to our PowerPoint and some conclusions. So let's just talk a bit. What have we learned here? I hope you guys have learned something. I tried to go from simple stuff like creating the chart, making sure we have the data available for the chart, talking a little bit about the source data list input parameter, which is the only mandatory parameter. So you only need to provide label and value to have a chart. But then if you want to customize, of course, you have several ways to do it: CSS, JavaScript, fulfilling out those JSON parameters, those simple input parameters. If you cannot find or if you don't know how to do it, the API has a lot of information. There are a lot of info, demos, and people asking questions and other people answering. So I think it's kind of easy to find some stuff that are commonly used. So don't be afraid if you have to create a customized chart, because probably someone already did something very like you have to do. So just browse a bit on the web, try to get some example and try to insert this into your chart. Yeah, and it was pretty much it. We also saw some examples, just trying to go from something like I said, like basic, just filling out some input parameters like we did on the donut on the pie chart. Sorry, um, till something like that JavaScript created to have a mouse move event by using the zones that the R-Charts library provides us. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I hope you guys like the presentation, and thank you.
Yeah, also, I'm pretty sure they did. You got it in a really simple and condensed way in what really matters for this topic, and I'm sure the ones at home really got it and are now able to make use of shards in a completely different and better way on the OutSystems platform. And with that said, I want to thank you for this brilliant presentation. I want to thank the ones at home that stood by and watched this presentation till the end. And as we are now at the end, I will ask you to drop us a like, as I always do. And if you have, that's right. And if you have any type of questions that you want to ask Alexandre or one of us at High Interactive, you can also drop us a comment on the comment section on this video, and as we see it, we are going to answer it, no problem. And with that said, I want you also to stay tuned for other masterclass to come. We have our masterclass number 16 ready for the next month, and we all want you there to watch it and to get to have these insightful tips that we are bringing you with these masterclasses. And with that said, me and Alexandre and everyone at Interactive hope that you have a nice day and take care. Bye bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.